Antarctica is not only a frozen continent but also fascinating and full of mysteries. It is the planet's largest desert and, at the same time, the coldest and driest place on Earth. Remarkably, it is the only continent without any countries. The term Terra Australis, used at the turn of the 19th century, reflects its exploration over decades. Roald Amundsen, Robert Falcon Scott, and Ernest Henry Shackleton each set foot on the icy continent during their respective expeditions. However, despite being the subject of research and studies for over a century, the frigid region still harbors many secrets and unveils mysteries that intrigue scientists and even technology sector entrepreneurs like Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla and other major companies. Musk's interests extend beyond Mars colonization, encompassing topics related to extraterrestrial life, artificial intelligence, pyramids, and icy continents. Musk has consistently made statements about Antarctica, and recently, he discussed a massive structure discovered amidst the ice that, surprisingly, appears to be moving slowly but steadily. The nature of this structure remains a mystery, whether it's a large block of ice drifting through snow-covered water, perhaps a mountain with a peculiar shape, or something entirely unknown to our current knowledge. Before attempting to address all of this, I'd like you to become more acquainted with the giant structures found on the continent and the conclusions drawn by scientists. This peculiar structure is not and has never been the sole object causing bewilderment in Antarctica. Google Earth itself, through satellite photos, reveals a series of findings that, without a way to approach these locations or objects, make it impossible to assert anything. For instance, a 300-foot wide structure was serendipitously discovered by a Google Earth user exploring Antarctica virtually. The user, identified as MRMBB333, observed a mysterious gigantic object in the midst of Antarctica that seemed completely out of place, as it shouldn't be part of that landscape. The video of this inexplicable and unusual discovery sparked a frenzy of speculations about its origins, ranging from UFOs to natural phenomena. The fact remains that the object has a peculiar shape and is dark, contrasting with the dominant, gleaming white of the continent. According to the YouTuber MBB333, the object appears to measure around 277 feet wide by 260 feet high, and whatever it is, it seems like the object was out of place when captured by satellite cameras. He asserted that the object shouldn't be part of the landscape. The YouTuber analyzed the object from different angles, even showing signs of heat emitted by the object. Later, he pointed out another strange phenomenon nearby, indicating another object that appears to be floating in the shadow cast by an ice wall. The unidentified object appeared on Google Earth overlooking a rocky slope and reflecting light. To this day, it hasn't been possible to determine what this object truly is. Some believers in extraterrestrial life claim it might be an ancient spaceship abandoned on the site for some reason. Others suggest that the structure could be extraterrestrial, but not necessarily a spaceship, possibly a base used by visitors long ago. Meanwhile, skeptics believe it could be a natural structure, standing out by not being entirely covered in snow when it should be, further complicating the identification of any structure presented in satellite photos due to the natural occurrence of snowstorms that periodically altered the landscape in different regions of the continent. In another example of Antarctica's gigantism, researchers have uncovered a true ecosystem beneath the mighty ice sheet and the existence of sedimentary life forms found at a depth of 900 meters, previously considered naturally extinct. This discovery conclusively proves that despite the frozen surface, Antarctica harbors life from various species in its depths. In late 2021, a team of American researchers found in the depths of the Weddell Sea, considered the world's largest fish nursery, approximately 60 million nests and yes, you read that correctly, spread across an area of 240 square kilometers. The nests, averaging 75 centimeters in diameter and 15 centimeters in depth, belong to a species known as ice fish. Each nest has an adult fish at its center, caring for the light blue eggs. This serves as another testament to life beneath the ice, even though such locations may host fewer species than open seas with milder temperatures. There is a detail about the continent that is virtually shared by the entire scientific community. Antarctica has been covered in ice for millions of years, but it wasn't always like this. Scientists believe that the ice layers began forming around 34 million years ago, at the end of the Eocene period, when the climate started allowing for the formation and flow of glaciers. These glaciers carved valleys that had previously been shaped by river flows, altering the topography. Recent research has revealed that the Antarctic ice layers formed tens of millions of years ago along an alpine-style mountain range during a period of significant climate changes. It's not coincidental that beneath all that ice, there is an entire world waiting to be discovered. For example, in 2009, a chain of mountains hidden under the snow was discovered, oddly named Gamburtsevs. This mountain range has peaks exceeding 2,500 meters in altitude, entirely covered by snow. The discovery was actually made by a team of Russian researchers over 50 years ago. However, due to the lack of more suitable equipment, they couldn't reach the point that a team from Columbia University in New York did. New research has shown that the outline of the mountains is rougher than previously believed, and they are linearly grouped, contrary to earlier assumptions. The linear formation is crucial as it indicates the possible origin of the mountains, which has puzzled scientists since the range was discovered. One team member, scientist Michael Studer, stated that the linear structure makes the Gamburtsevs comparable to the Alps and the Appalachian Mountains. The team believes that this mountain chain formed a few thousand years ago, undergoing changes for thousands of years due to tectonic plate collisions during a time when the planet was still undergoing severe modifications, eventually reaching the stage known to humanity today. According to the studies, the entire structure spans an impressive 1,200 kilometers, with some places, especially the valleys, potentially lying beneath 4 kilometers of ice. Now you might be wondering how researchers can see something so well that is kilometers below the surface. Specific radars, in this case, a tool called LiDAR, an acronym for light detection and ranging, play a crucial role. LiDAR is not only capable of detecting underground structures but can also analyze and pinpoint their size. If the Russians had access to LiDAR back in 1958, they would undoubtedly have made one of the most intriguing discoveries of the mid-20th century. In any case, before the Russians arrived at the location, it was assumed that the entire surface of Antarctica was relatively flat. The Russian discovery, especially at that time, surprised everyone. Simultaneously, it was revealed that Antarctica was once a world teeming with life and vibrant nature. However, the mysteries of the planet's iciest continent don't end there. The giants of Antarctica are largely challenging to access, though not impossible. Therefore, scientists must rely more on technology than personal experience, going to places identified by satellites. Speaking of satellites, a few years ago, an image captured from Earth's orbit appeared to show a structure resembling the Great Pyramid of Giza in Egypt. The image, of course, raised questions across various fields, not just in the scientific community. It gave rise to the wildest theories about ancient civilizations, extraterrestrial beings, and secret societies, considering Antarctica as one of the most inhospitable places on Earth. The discovery of such a structure seemed almost supernatural. One theory suggested that the pyramid belonged to a lost civilization that existed before a major flood about 10,000 years ago when Antarctica was supposedly warmer and more hospitable. Another, even more amusing speculation, brought the Illuminati, a secret society often associated with various conspiracy theories, into the narrative, as if the place could be a clandestine meeting headquarters for the society. However, before delving into the realm of fantastical possibilities, it's essential to consider scientific evidence and expert analysis. Researchers have found evidence of plant life in Antarctica, suggesting that millions of years ago, the continent could have supported a tropical forest with average temperatures around 12 degrees Celsius. Although this occurred thousands of years ago, it indicates that Antarctica was not always a frozen continent, making the idea of ancient human activity a bit more plausible. Instead of attributing the pyramid-like structure to human or extraterrestrial influence, researchers prefer to provide a much more practical explanation. Eric Reynolds, a geology professor at the University of California, explained that the pyramid-like structure is, in fact, a naturally formed mountain with a pyramidal peak. This geological phenomenon occurs through the convergence of glaciers on the sides of an existing landmass, producing mountain peaks with a pyramidal shape. However, it is not indicative of human construction. In 2016, one of the satellites belonging to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, detected a massive object hidden beneath the Antarctic ice. The Sunan newspaper reports that this enormous mysterious anomaly appears to be lurking beneath the frozen remnants of an area called Wilkes Land. It stretches over a distance of 151 miles and has a depth of approximately 848 meters in certain points. Some researchers believe it is the remnants of a truly massive asteroid that was more than twice the size of the Chicxulub space rock, which is believed to have caused the extinction event that wiped out the dinosaurs. If this explanation holds true, it could mean that this deadly asteroid caused the Permian-Triassic extinction event, which killed 96% of Earth's marine creatures and up to 70% of vertebrate organisms living on land. However, the more imaginative minds on the internet have created their own theories. Some conspiracy theorists claim it could be a massive UFO base or a gateway to the mysterious underground world known as Hollow Earth. If you've never heard of this theory, it posits that beneath the surface where we live, there exists a completely different world, with towering trees, gigantic animals, its own sky, seas, and rivers. In essence, it is a theory that is quite challenging to understand and accept. As for the structure that caught the attention of some researchers and even mega entrepreneur and investor Elon Musk, it raises more questions than answers. To begin with, the object is quite large. However, as the 1 km long structure was buried under a thick layer of ice at the time of its discovery, the initial conclusion was mundane and unremarkable. It was simply an iceberg. End of story. However, shortly thereafter, a new analysis of the structure revealed something unexpected: it was moving. Moreover, a significant portion of the ice mantle covering it had been removed. How is that possible? Scientists observed marks indicative of skidding, various grooves traced on its surface, and a dark hue, casting doubt on its origin and purpose. The question arose: had Musk's funded team stumbled upon an ancient vessel that had been trapped in the ice and only now had become dislodged? Yet, what ancient ship would have a length of 1 kilometer? To the best of our knowledge, none. Scientists also dismissed the possibility of it being a meteorite, as suggested by some. A meteorite of that size would have likely devastated at least 1/3 of the planet, and it's practically inconceivable that a 1,000 m piece would have survived the impact. The peculiar shape of the object further contradicts the meteorite theory, as it lacks characteristics similar to one. So, what else could it be? Conspiracy theorists entered the scene, suggesting it could be a well-camouflaged alien base to resemble a massive mountain. The location, found on Google at coordinates 75 degrees 0 minutes 46.98 seconds south, 0 degrees 4 minutes 52.71 seconds east, is difficult to access, hindering a detailed study of the object. The constant changes in the landscape due to the movement of snow and ice further complicate potential research. Blake Cousins, the owner of the YouTube channel Third Phase of the Moon, claimed to have extensively analyzed images from Google Earth. According to him, it could be an ancient alien city, even asserting the existence of a sort of runway at the site, now covered by ice over the years. Cousins observed that each point seemed to have its own entrance, resembling a tunnel, a possible sign of an underground city. The scientists' official measurement, indicating the object's length as 1 kilometer, contradicts Cousins' measurement of twice that, 2 kilometers, between 2015 and 2016. He also noted that several structures either had been modified or disappeared. Is this intentional? If it is indeed used by an unknown civilization, the fact remains that until researchers can reach the site, nothing concrete can be affirmed. For now, it's merely a variety of conjectures. Perhaps in the near future, technology will allow researchers to safely reach the location and put an end to this mystery. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. Your opinion is incredibly important, and thank you for sticking around until now. See you in the next video.